Do you feel we should open the podcast by addressing some controversies of late?
Yeah, why the heck not? It beats the usual openings.
Well, obviously, it's known information that you went to the immigration riots.
Yes.
There's one thing that I'm confused by is, I'm not here to say my politics, nor do I think you should, but, the riots are British people are complaining about. There needs to be stricter visa checks that people are coming to this country legally, and someone's doing a speech saying that, and then you cut him off and say, "Yeah, and while we're at it, let's get rid of the fucking Irish."
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was that
You know
about?
how I feel about the Irish, bro. Like you're just annoying. And you're always whining about what happened like 100 years ago. Like just get over it. Do you know what I mean? Like Northern Ireland's ours, get over it.
Wow, there we go. That loud and proud wasn't even gonna shy away from it. We
I hate
respect
Irish
it.
people, man. You guys suck.
Why are you doing a
Good
podcast
drinkers
with us?
though. That's one thing you do better than us.
That's one thing we do better than you. I know. Everywhere else in the world thinks that the British people are such good drinkers, but I know
I
from
know.
from my own personal experience, they're kind of tame.
Oh, we're good, especially outside of London, but no, Ireland, you guys got that shit on lock.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, British people are from my experience, are very content to have like two or three and then call it a night. Irish people don't.
No.
Like if we're drinking, we're drinking.
I respect that.
Yeah, yeah. I can't do the social thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just having one or two and calling it there. Like, if I start drinking, I know that I'm gone for the night. I have to pace myself now if I'm going to a gig or something to know to not have one fucking pint because it will never just be one pint. But yeah, as we're addressing controversial things that you did, I think we should also address controversial things that I
And
said.
also,
Probably like give Ireland some credit as well. Like your women
Hmm.
are a lot prettier than us.
No comment because I'm related to all of them. But
true.
yes, let's make some sexier. But a video went viral recently of me on stage at a gig where I said the N word very many times.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I was trying out a new bit. It didn't work. In my defense, I have a black friend and he gave me permission.
Well, I thought we were still allowed to say nincompoop.
Oh, are we allowed to say it? Oh, okay. My
We
bad then.
invented the word, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't understand why the audience was getting so tense about me saying nincompoop over and over again.
Yeah, we invented it. Why can't we say it?
Right off the back. Right off the bat. Getting super dodgy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dillon and Sebastian on the Simpsons podcast. The podcast myself and Sebastian do because we're really shit private investigators.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very topical.
Yeah, there you go. We weren't private about it. We kept talking about the cases we were working on. So we were like, maybe we should just do a podcast instead. That's our origin story. And today we are covering Shoddy Heat, which is the fourth episode of the 36th season of The Simpsons. And yeah, shall we just jump in?
Let's do it.
Let's go. So we open up. It's a hot day in Springfield. Everyone's dealing with the heat in their own unique ways. We see that Sean's pop-up cactus corner is making bank. Everyone's buying a cactus just to add to the atmosphere of it being hot. And we get Grandpa narrating, saying, "Sometimes it's so hot that people open up the windows to let some air in and their secrets out." We got to Homer, just trying to cool off at the house. His air conditioning breaks. He tries to fix it, and then bugs come flying out of it and fall onto his stomach. And he's like, "Oh, don't go! Your tiny feet are nice and cold." Then decide to go to the retirement home as people are always complaining it's too cold there. And Homer threatens to send Grandpa to a home for veterans if he doesn't let them use the air conditioning. And Wiggum arrives saying that they need Grandpa's help with an investigation. And we then cut to a cemetery. We see a grave got dug up where they saw something that no one should see. And he goes, "Oh, come on, kids, let's take a look. Oh, take your phones out." We see they found an extra body in a coffin with a business card, Simpson and O'Donnell, private investigators. Grandpa reveals that he used to run a detective agency. And he says to Wiggum to tell him what he wants, as it's a free country where we're free to say as we please, unless we're on a college campus, where we can say certain things, but not other things, and it's unclear which is an unfortunately incredibly topical statement.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell, this episode is probably nearly a year old, but it was probably a topical statement when he said it, but even more topical now, unfortunately.
Simpsons predicted it.
There you go. They're just very, very clever writers, and they're good at spotting things. But yeah, he takes them back to summer 1983, a summer that was so hot that it was like living inside the sun with the heat on. And we get introduced to a young Abe and his detective partner, Billy O'Donnell. We see that they've been partners for several years, working on cases such as roly derby, hit and runs, and divorce cases, which I love the idea they're investigating divorce cases. What would you investigate? They broke up. Like the most clear law case ever. A couple not loving each other.
What is there to investigate?
That's obviously the joke. There's nothing you can possibly investigate. I love it. We then get introduced to a young Agnes Skinner, who enters asking them to follow her boyfriend Montgomery Burns, as she suspects that he's cheating on her. And you know, I feel weird to say it, but we got to be honest in our reviews of these episodes. But young Agnes Skinner was hot.
Hey. Well, yeah, we all thought about it.
We all thought about it. Even up until now, just her in her usual form.
Yeah, we all thought maybe when she was younger.
Yeah, sure. I can't say I have, but you know, I was obviously wrong. She's a good looking lady, 100%. But yeah, Grandpa says that he doesn't buy the part where someone could be younger and sexier than her. He's like flirting with her in like a classic like film noir kind of way. And a young Homer runs in. He runs to Agnes and hugs her. And he's like, "Are you my new mommy? I mowed a lot of tucking ins." And then O'Donnell agrees to help Agnes while Abe handcuffs Homer to a radiator. So I always love young Homer. He unfortunately just makes too much. Just every time we get like a little piece of Homer's childhood, it just makes too much sense to who he is now.
Yeah, like,
You know, just
yeah, even trauma-wise.
trauma-wise, just the fact that he didn't have a mom growing up, what a terrible dad Abe is. Like, it just all makes so much sense to who he now is. Like, that he's so attached to marriage because he didn't have a mom growing up. Like, it just all makes so much sense. Yeah, just super clever. But then Grandpa reveals that O'Donnell never came back. And then he got new business cards made out called Simpson and Nobody, private investigators. And he refuses to tell Wiggum anymore. And then Wiggum and Lou list him as a person of interest. And Homer says that he isn't surprised that Abe didn't look for his partner, as he also didn't look for his mom, their runaway dog, and he didn't realise that he left Homer at the zoo until a chimpanzee in the car seat threw up. We just get a newspaper headline with a picture of Abe driving with a monkey, with just the headline, "Terrible Dad Goes Ape." And Homer just goes, he still sends the monkey birthday cards. And that was good, like, continuity. I mean, we haven't seen the monkey thing before, but like, yeah, obviously we know about the mom, but there also was an episode about Homer's childhood dog running away and Abe not going looking for him. So like, all these things do add up, but like, he's just somebody who just doesn't go looking for people when they leave. Like, it adds up to his character. Yeah, it's nicely done. But Lisa takes an interest in the case and she starts investigating it, and she finds that the blood found on the business card has a rare blood type. And Bart says that Patty and Selma would probably have that information because they work at the Department of Motor Vehicles. But they said they'd have to spend time with them. We then cut to Bart and Lisa watching a slideshow presented by Patty and Selma of Selma going for an operation.
Here's me waking up because the anesthesia wasn't strong enough. And here's the kink in my esophagus. And here's us transferring our slides to video. Transferring. Now here's us transferring our video to digital.
This is good. This is like a throwback to older episodes. This was like an ongoing gag in the really early seasons where like they were always coming to the house and showing them like really boring slideshows of like trips that they went on. We didn't find out. She finds the file at the DMV, and we see that it was that O'Donnell's blood type does match the blood found on the business card. We then cut to Lisa going to the retirement home, and we see Lou and Wiggum are staking out, watching over Grandpa. And Wiggum's like, "You didn't want to do a stakeout." And Lou's like, "No, you didn't." He's like, "Well, someone didn't. Shut up." And Grandpa, Lisa says,
if I was a police officer, like the amount
"Yeah,
of excuses I would make to do a stakeout, like they're just the coolest things, aren't they? You sit there
so
like
cool,
it's
yeah."
3 a.m., you got a half-eaten like sandwich on your windowsill, you got a fucking
Mm.
cigarette, like some like cold black coffee, like you're just waiting.
Oh yeah, I totally hear that. There's something so romantic about that. They're just going out somewhere, just like waiting for something to happen. You know, yeah, just like the kind of
I love it.
yeah, it kind of has that rugged like those 1970s New York films. Like it has that kind of vibe to it that if I was actually put in that situation, I probably wouldn't find it that romantic because I'd just be scared. But thinking about it, it sounds so cool. Yeah, there is just something so romantic about like being on the road, you know. That is the thing that makes stakeout seem so cool. Like even with stand up, it's like I like doing stand ups around London, but like when I do something like a random part of the UK where I take a train somewhere where I never thought I would go there, like that's just so much more interesting than
Agreed.
being in the city. Yeah. Something about being on the road that's just so cool and romantic. But yeah, we got Lisa going into the retirement castle. She says that Billy's body was found on the Apple Blossom Parkway, which is now the Springfield nuclear power plant. And Grandpa reveals that he checked with multiple associates of O'Donnell, but only Agnes had the information. We cut back to 1983. He takes Agnes to a bar where they don't get around to talking about O'Donnell as they start kissing. And he says that he heard something that he never heard from a woman before. Not bad. He says he fell for her like Mario over Donkey Kong barrels. And she eventually reveals to him what happened the last time she saw Billy. She says that they were following Burns. And Billy gets out and Agnes is like waiting for him in the car and she starts finishing like a bunch of Rubik's Cubes. So he's had like tons of Rubik's Cubes in his car. She falls asleep and wakes up to a hillbilly just looking at her and he's like, "Are you okay? Because I've been staring at you since 2 a.m. And she says she hasn't seen Billy since. Grandpa says he can't tell Lisa what happened next. Well, what happened when he met Burns because it would destroy his father. We then cut to Bart coming to the retirement castle, helping Grandpa sneak out. And Lisa runs out with them and like bursts Wiggum's wheels. And Wiggum's like, "Oh, they got 3 or 4 tires, maybe 5. I can't tell." And Lou says they should run, but Wiggum says he has a doctor's note that says he shouldn't run. He shows the note and it just says, don't let him run. Now let me out of jail. Which I just loved. The absurdity that Wiggum trapped a doctor behind bars so he'd write him a note that he can't run. Just corrupt and lazy, which is the best Wiggum when he's those two things.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah, they go to visit Agnes. Grandpa tells her that she looks terrific because he can't see well anymore. And Agnes tells Skinner to shut the door and play with his friend while the grown-ups talk. And Wiggum takes Bart to the kitchen and asks if he'd like to play Chex Box, which is just like one of those kids' games where you have to do a long rope to get to the destination. We always all played those as kids. And Bart says to Skinner that he should try and find his manhood instead. And Wiggum's like, Skinner is like, "I am me, macho amigo. Now choose your Hello Kitty pencil and get tracing." I did find that guy funny, but it was a little bit out of character. Like, yeah, Skinner is pathetic, but he's not an idiot. Like he doesn't play kids games.
He's
You know what I
always
mean?
been pathetic, but he's always been really smart. Like that's the point of his
Yeah,
character.
like he's a
Like that's the
principal of a
point of his
school for a
characters.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that felt like something that Homer would do or Wiggum would do, but not Skinner. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was still funny. It just felt like a little bit out of character for how I expect Skinner. Him liking that game was just so dumb.
I agree.
Like a game that Bart was too
Yeah.
young to be playing. Yeah, unfortunately, that was his only like big moment in the episode. But yeah, Agnes offers Abe a sour ball, and Abe's like, "Ooh, bitter on the outside, not very satisfying, just like me." And she gives Grandpa a tip by informing him that the night that Billy went missing, the road was covered in a certain substance. And she asks Abe if he'd like to break his back and hip again with her. And we then cut back to Bart and Skinner playing the game. We can hear them making noises, but they're like screeching in pain, like they're having an awful time.
Okay, easy now.
Whoa, I got, no, not that
That
elbow.
knee doesn't work.
No, my bursitis.
Ow.
Oh, so sweet, Wendell Wilkie.
We then cut to Burns' mansion. Burns is sitting by a fan, and every time the fan passes his face, his skin just goes blowing up. And Grandpa comes in, and Burns is like, "How did you get through the unguarded grounds and sliding doors?" Which, love that he has sliding doors, such a super villain thing. And Abe says that he wants to finish a conversation that they started 40 years ago. We cut to young Burns and Abe back in 1983 again. And Burns tells Abe that Billy took a one-way train to paradise. And then the young Homer runs in saying that he was scared alone in the car. And Grandpa's like, "I thought I gave you a coloring book." And he, "Oh, I ate the crayons." And like the crayons are bleeding out of his nose and his mouth. And again, that was good continuity because there's that whole episode about him like putting pencils into his nose when he was a kid, and that's what made him dumb. So again, yeah, good continuity there. And Burns releases the hounds. My favorite gag of the episode. It was just so unexpected. He goes, "Release the hounds," but they're all puppies.
Honestly. Yeah.
Because they're all young.
Love the release the hounds moment.
It's so good. Such a great play on that. Yeah, Burns is young, so obviously his hounds are young too. So they're all puppies, so they're not trained properly yet. So they just start licking Homer and being really sweet to him, and Burns is like, no love, bad puppies." So good. Then Burns says to Abe that if he forgets about his ex-partner, that he'll give his son a job when he grows up. And Abe says that he doesn't need his charity. And we then cut over and see that Homer is stuck in the mouth of Burns' stuffed bear. And he says that Burns says to Abe that he won't fire him no matter how many times he messes up. And then we cut over and we see that he's stuck between the two tubes of the power plant, like a diorama of the power plant. He's like, "Help!" And Abe and Burns shake hands. And we see that Homer overheard this whole story and he thanks Abe. And Abe says that he just did what a father would, giving his son the best life that he could. And we get a montage of like all the many times that Homer has caused like a nuclear meltdown or just done something really incompetent at work. And even though it was using old footage, I thought that was great. Just a little, yeah.
Honestly, the amount of footage you should get from that.
Yeah, so great. Just to be reminded of just how many times he has caused fucking, nearly caused Chernobyl. What did you think of this whole thing? Of like Grandpa being the reason why he got the job.
I mean, I don't hate it.
No, I thought it was fun. Yeah, I liked it. I know it
Yeah.
kind of it's one of those things where it's an extra detail that you can appreciate if you watch the the newer seasons of The Simpsons. Like you don't need to know it, but it's funny and it kind of fills in some blanks because you would watch episodes and be like, how hasn't this man fired him?
Yeah, and as well, like I think the thing is, the glory of it is that you always wonder, you never knew. Like it's like that's kind of the fun in it. It's like
Yes.
how did this guy
No.
get this job? But I don't mind it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just one of those things where the show has been going on so long that they're obviously going to eventually tackle all of these things eventually. So it's like, yeah, that's one thing that just hadn't tackled before. How the hell has he maintained this really important job? And yeah, it makes sense that Mr. Burns is just a really corrupt man who wants to hide the shitty things he's up to. So he did all this protecting the safety of the town that he's running a power plant for, just to cover up his own shit. Yeah, I thought it was good fun. And yeah, then Mr. Burns goes, another heartwarming moment at Burns's mansion. Now get out of here. The poison gas will attack your spinal cord in 2 minutes. And he like releases poison gas from his desk, but Abe turns it off, and he accuses Burns of using shredded paper to make the power plant, and that when Billy found out about this that Burns killed Billy, and Burns is like, me? Kill someone? Oh, sure, blame the ruthless villain. But he says that he paid Billy off and he moved to a tropical paradise. And Abe calls Billy, and we see that he spent the last 40 years surfing, drinking, and hanging out with beautiful women.
Hey, Billy, want another Abe is an idiot?
Oh, that has nothing to do with you. That's just a cocktail that I invented.
Why didn't you tell me you were alive?
Because I didn't want my ex-wife to know, and you can't keep a secret. Remember when you told everyone my shoes have lifts?
I thought it made you interesting.
And then he reveals that Agnes was meant to tell him after a week. And Agnes comes in and reveals that she never did, because she wanted Abe to think that Burns killed his partner so that Abe would kill Burns. And Agnes tells Burns his heart is as ugly and withered as his ass, which is a great insult. Your heart is as ugly and withered as your ass. And she reveals that she snuck her name into his will, and she whips a gun out, but Abe grabs the gun and accidentally shoots Burns' stuffed bear. And Burns is like, oh, how dare you blow the head off the bear I killed. Then Homer says the one positive thing did come from this, that he gets to know what Abe did for him and thank him before he's gone. And Homer takes him for ice cream, and he gives him a giant sundae, and Abe takes one bite. He's like, I'm done. We then get our final little tag of the episode is Lisa rushing into the police station and asks the police if Billy is alive, then who was the second body that was found in the coffin. And Wiggum says that they did a DNA test. And he's like, I don't know why we didn't do that in the first place. And they found out that the body belonged to Springfield's beloved business card maker, Harold Baumgartner, who asked to be buried with his wife. And they show some of his other business cards. And again, all great, like prequel versions of Springfield locations. One is Lard Baby Donuts. One is the Springfield Fireproof Tires. That's my favorite one. Gil Gunderson Lawn Dart Salesman. Jasper Beardley Pac-Man Tutor. So now we know what he was up to when he was younger. And the Young Jewish Man's Hip Hebrew School. And then Wiggum asks Lisa if she'd like to join the force. And Lou's like, well, Chief, she's too young. And he's like, Lou, you don't know that until you see her holding a gun. And we cut over and see that Ralph is holding a gun, but he's also wearing Wiggum's hat, so he can't see anything. And he's like, do I shoot towards the talking? And then our final little bit that plays over the credits is just like, it's all these photos that Abe has in the retirement castle, but they're covered in dust. This is a really clever guy. They're covered in dust, so you thought it was something normal, then it revealed that it's something else. So the first one is, it looks like he's fighting. The dust goes away. It's revealed that he's just running away from a mouse. The next one is, you think he's kissing a woman. The dust goes away. The woman's giving him CPR. Then you see him as a detective. We think he's shaking hands with a police officer. He's actually accepting a bribe from a police officer. And the last one is, you think that he's breaking down the Berlin Wall, but he's actually doing a test your strength game next to the Berlin Wall. I thought these were great. I thought the one where he was accepting a bribe from a police officer should have been the last one, because that was the funniest one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That was so funny. It's so clever that you thought he was just shaking his hand, and it comes out he's giving him money. So he was also a corrupt detective, of course, because nobody in Springfield is. Yeah, nobody in Springfield is ever decent at the job that they're doing. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun episode. But as always, after you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Super fun episode.
Very fun.
I loved all the flashbacks
Mhm.
of like the 19, I guess I don't know what year it would
I
be.
think it was 83 in the
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Which is bizarre because like Simpsons didn't come out. Well, it came out very shortly after that.
5 years later, yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
that thing of like the show's going on so long that
Yeah.
for it to make sense, yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, with obviously the involvement of Agnes Skinner.
Mm,
So it had some like unexpected turns and stories in there, and it just added to
yeah,
the lore, which I enjoyed.
totally.
And then just the whole reveal that Burns shielded Homer's job, paying off Grandpa, really clever. Wrote down about that moment because it was very clever and funny.
Yeah,
Um, and I like that it kind of stretched the canon and the lore of The Simpsons, which is something they've
yeah.
been doing really well recently, especially with the season and
Mm,
the season before.
mm,
Um, yeah, I think the only flaws I have was the attempt to explain Homer never being fired. It felt
mm.
quite forced, given earlier episodes where he had been fired.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah, no, for sure.
I think at times the episode kind of felt like it was prioritizing the mystery and the twist over the jokes.
Mm,
Um,
sure.
but still enjoyed it. Super creative episode, really unexpected one. I sat
Yeah.
down and watched it, and I just thought, wasn't expecting this.
Mm.
So I really liked it. So I'd give it a 7.5.
7.5, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, cool. I gave it an 8. Yeah, pretty similar feelings for you. It has some blemishes, but like mostly just super fun, and you kind of get over the blemishes. Yeah, that's a good point I didn't mention in my own coverage of it. It was like, yeah, it was unexpected. Like it was cool to see them kind of tackling a genre that we haven't really seen the show go for before. Like it was like a proper mystery, and I didn't know where it was going, and I feel like there has been examples in the past where stuff like this has happened, but then the payoff isn't great. Like even last week's episode, Desperately Seeking Lisa, had kind of a twist at the not the end, I guess in the middle of the episode, and I thought that twist was underwhelming. But the twist here actually does pay off. Like I didn't see it
Yeah.
coming, and it was like well developed, and they built up to it really well. So yeah, praise to the writers for that for sure. Yeah, overall, I said it was a great mystery. It was unpredictable. And the reveal paid off. I said I loved having a grandpa episode. I felt like we had just hadn't had one to focus on him in a long time, and we really got a good scope to his character in this episode because we cut back and forth to him as a young private investigator and him today. And that Castaneda deserves all the praise for how well it's such a specific voice, Grandpa, and
Yeah.
his younger self is an even more specific voice, and he jumps back and forth to them just like effortlessly.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, completely nailed it. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it had great Mr. Burns moments. Obviously, we love that. I love having episodes where where he's just a pure villain. Great bits from him there. Yeah, I kind of said similar thing to you. Some bits felt a little bit convoluted. Like I had to fix things in my own head just to embrace the episode. Like the Skinner moment, that was the only bit I couldn't really get past. Was the Skinner moment just felt so out of character to me. I could kind of get over it because yeah, Homer has been fired many times. I could kind of get over that just because like maybe in those instances what he did was just so despicable that Burns had to fire him, you know. But then he obviously always gets his job back in the end anyway. But yeah, there's just some little things where like the mystery like wasn't 100% pristine in its development, but I mostly got over it. Just to kind of maybe nitpicking a bit, but I did feel Topher Grace, who I love, who plays Eric in That 70s Show, and he played Venom in Spider-Man 3. I think he's great. He voiced Billy in this episode. I feel like his voice is too youthful to play an old man.
I know what you mean because even as like a proper adult now, he's just got a young kind of vibe, like his voice quite
Yeah, for
high and
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks great for his age too, but yeah, even just his voice, he sounds very young. I mean, as an example of that, there's an episode from season 18 called The Debarted, where he plays like a kid at the school, and his voice is perfect for that role. So it's like, yeah, you can't have him play a kid in Springfield Elementary and also have him play somebody who's as old as Grandpa.
Yeah.
you know, I,
Recently, have you watched Ocean's 11?
Ocean's 11, not in a long time, but I know he's in the poker scene.
Like right at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Did he play himself in that scene? If I remember correctly? Can't remember.
No, does he?
I don't know if like he mentions that 70s show or something.
Sure.
I might be making that up. But yeah, no, I do remember that, yeah. But yeah, Love Topher
Man,
Grace.
I used to love that 70s show.
Oh yeah, same, yeah, fantastic. That was one of the first like live action shows that I ever loved. Yeah, and yeah, he's excellent, and I liked hearing his voice. To be nitpicky, I felt you could have casted somebody.
He didn't quite fit.
Yeah, he just sounds too youthful, which is a compliment to him, but he's just not right for this for this certain part. And yeah, what else did I have? Oh yeah, I just thought it was really cool to see a very specific era of Springfield, like the early 80s. They like captured that really well, and the kind of grittiness of that I thought was done really well by the animators. And my last note was just it was a really great ensemble episode. Like we had so much involvement from Bart, Lisa, Homer, and Grandpa all played an important role. Then you also had Agnes, Mr. Burns, Wiggum and Lou. So many parts of the town got involved in this episode, which we always love when the Simpsons utilised that, and they really put a lot of characters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they really put a lot of characters to the forefront here that I thought was great fun. And yeah, that wraps up the episode. So let's jump over to the news. Well,
Big stuff. Some big news.
Yes, yeah, we only have one piece of news this week, and everyone knows about this one, but we still had to talk about it, and
Yeah.
by God, was I just like over the moon when I saw it. I was actually about to go to bed, and I saw it pop up on IMDb, and I like woke up a little bit with excitement. Yes, Simpsons Movie 2 has been confirmed for July 23rd, 2027. Exactly 20 years after the release of the first movie.
That's crazy. I feel old.
I know, isn't that wild? Yeah.
I wonder how many times you're gonna see this in the cinema.
I was saying the same thing. It's like, I don't know if I'll be able to top myself back in 2007 when I was 9 years old. I didn't have anything else to occupy myself with other than the fact that the Simpsons movie was in cinemas. Because I was 9 and it was also summertime, so I wasn't doing anything. I don't know how many times I saw the Simpsons movie then, but I want to say like 6 or 7, maybe 8 times. I just kept making
I feel
people
like
take me to it.
You're gonna go after work. You're gonna go before work.
Oh,
Days off.
whatever position I am in 2027, I will at the very least have like a cinema membership or something. And like, yeah, I will see it more than once. I will see it at least 3 times, easily. Yeah, I can't wait. Very, very excited. Unfortunately, everything I just said is all that is known so far. But I guess just we did get a question. I think we may as well just cover it now rather than like having the same conversation later. Is a lovely Simpsons page called by Mr. Plow just said thoughts on the Simpsons movie 2. And yeah, my thoughts are what I just said. I'm super, super excited about it. I guess just like things I expect or I
I'm
want.
also worried.
Worried? Why so?
I'm worried because I think the Simpsons movie came out at like not the Simpsons peak, but the show was still doing really well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so what I'm worried is potentially the quality of the movie, to be honest. I'm worried it might not live up to the hype. I don't think it ever will live up to the hype of the first one, or probably be as good. Um, but I am worried there could potentially be a quality issue there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just cautiously optimistic, and look, it remains to be seen. And it's coming out, and I like that they waited to reveal the release date because it actually just feels super soon now. But they've obviously been working on it this whole time and just not telling people about it. Like they were always like super vague whenever it was brought up in
And they were
interviews.
working on the first one for ages, weren't they?
Of course, yeah, but I feel like, I don't know this for sure, but I feel like they announced that quite a bit before its actual release date, whereas they were really, really coy about this for a long time. But I just feel, they always said that they wouldn't do a second one unless they really found the right story, and I trust that that's still the case. And again,
Good point.
yeah, and again, nothing is known about it, but what they did for the Simpsons movie that makes it so great is that they brought back all of the series' original core writers. So my hope is that they did that again for this one. And here is something that I'm just manifesting. But a certain somebody couldn't be a writer on the Simpsons movie because they had a talk show. They don't have a talk show anymore. Maybe Conan could could be helping out.
Yeah, no,
That's
it wouldn't
just
surprise me at all.
it's a little fan theory. Obviously, he's still doing other stuff, but he's not doing a talk show 5 days a week anymore, so he has a little bit more free time. And he was on an episode recently, so we know that he's doing some.
Yeah.
He has some involvement with the writers. He's still in touch with the show.
I think that's very, very valid.
How exciting would that be? Yeah, if you find out that he's been working as a writer on the on the movie. And my last hope would just be that it's David Silverman who's directing it, because he's like the original director who does, is very integral to the design of the characters and like the feel of Springfield. He directed the first movie. I hope that he's directing this one as well. I assume he's directing this one as well. Fingers crossed. And yeah, I'm just, as I said, maybe cautiously optimistic, but super excited. And the fact that it is coming out literally 20 years after the first movie, it's not like they rushed it. So that makes me excited.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, very excited, and just can't wait to see what it ends up being. Yeah. Anyhow, moving on from there. And obviously we'll be giving updates about the movie, over the next 2 years, I guess, really, because there's obviously going to be updates coming every now and then anyway. But yeah, from there, we're talking about new Simpsons, the future of the Simpsons. Now we're going to go all the way back to the past.
We're going back, baby. We're going back to season
Going way back.
8 for Seb's Classics today.
Mm.
And just going to throw this out there right off the bat. This is probably top 10 for me. The Simpsons episodes. I fucking love this.
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing. So this was the mysterious...
Definitely top 20. I'm not sure about top 10. Yeah.
The Mysterious Voyage of our Homer, also in a Spanish title.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, where do I even begin with this episode? Because it's so bizarre.
It's
Like the surreal visuals, genuine character moments as well. Um, what begins as a chili cook-off gone wrong becomes Homer's hallucination journey to question whether Marge is truly his soulmate. So there's even a deep episode as well as a really strange episode.
Absolutely.
And it's one of them, like, I'm sure, however many people are watching and listening, at least 90%, maybe more, have watched this episode. But for me, like,
I'm sure.
Standout moments, probably Homer eating the merciless peppers, and coating his tongue with wax to temper the burn and then
With the
spiraling into
candle.
madness. Yeah. Just
It all
great,
back. Yeah, it's
great
so good.
animation, absolutely wild. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
when he
ahead.
wants to eat all of them, and Wiggum's like, "Oh well, it's not my job to talk people out of killing themselves." Just a great line,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh well, Chief."
I love that go on.
Sorry, when he's like, "Well, Chief, don't quit your day job, whatever that is." It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
The space coyote, who's like the standout character of this episode, was voiced by Johnny Cash.
yeah,
What an amazing
Easily.
choice of yeah.
and easily top 20 like best guest stars in the show ever.
Honestly.
Yeah, he just like adds this
Um,
edge and this like this mystique to the whole episode that's just so perfect. It just puts you right into the conflict of what Homer's going through because of how great his voice is and how wise he is. Like, you need to find your soulmate. He's like, oh, my soulmate's obviously married. He's like, is it? And just like runs away. Like, oh, it's so well done, perfectly voiced.
Homer meets the vision of Marge, and then she
So
forms
eerie.
like to crumble and vanish. It's really haunting. And
So
it
I
kind
remember
of shows how vulnerable he feels as well in that whole journey. Um, So yeah, like
100%, yeah.
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 No, I remember finding this episode quite scary as a child. Like, yeah, when he has that hallucination, as you said, the amazing animation of like when Homer or our Ned Flanders going, "Haley do, Haley do," that's so creepy, and Barney's so eerie looking. All of that absolutely terrified me as a child. Definitely an episode I like more as an adult. I didn't love it when I was younger. It's
Yeah.
such a mature episode. But yeah, it's fantastic. One of the
Definitely.
best explorations of Homer as a character. Because yeah, we have all these episodes where he does something really stupid, Marge gets mad at him, and they reconcile at the end. And this episode hits those same beats, but it does it in the most unique way I think the show ever has. That he really does go on this spiritual journey. Almost like he's taking mushrooms or ayahuasca or something, but instead he's just taking, a spicy chili pepper. But it has some like really profound moments too. I mean, when he's at the lighthouse and he feels like he's all alone, and he breaks the light because he wants the people in the boat to come to him so he won't be alone anymore. It's like you really feel for him just as a genuine human being in that moment. And he has this one quote that I thought was just so brilliantly written. Is he goes, "I'm a lonely, insignificant speck on a has-been planet of orbited by a cold, indifferent sun." Just like genuinely great, profound writing there. That is so well done. And yeah, and we had that beautiful moment at the end where it's like, yeah, Homer feels like maybe him and Marge aren't soulmates. One of those reasons being that he's looking through their records and he's like, "Oh, look at this, Glenn Campbell or the Doogie Boogie Boys, and then look at Marge's collection. This is terrible." All his music just sounds so stupid. But then they had that moment at the end, yeah, where she finds Homer at the lighthouse, and she's like, "How did you find me?" And she's like, "Oh, I found you because I knew you didn't take public transport. You said it's for losers, and I knew you'd go west because Springfield goes down a slope that way, and I knew you'd go to the lighthouse because you love blinking lights." Like, it's funny, but it's also like, it shows just how well she knows Homer. And then there's a really sweet moment where, really smart. And then there's that really sweet moment where he's saying that they don't have a lot of things in common. She's like, "Yeah, okay, but all the things that we don't have in common are arbitrary. Like the things that we have the same are down to our bones." And they realize that, well, what marriage says is we just have this profound mystical connection. Just really beautiful and powerful, and just like a beautiful message about kind of like the power of love. Like, yeah, it isn't about like having these things in common of liking the same music. It's deeper than that, you know. So I'm getting very philosophical here, but it is what the episode makes you think of.
Right.
Like what a soulmate means.
It's a philosophical episode.
For sure, it's amazing.
I don't really even have a critique of this episode. Like, I can't rate anything a 10 because if you rate something a 10, you're basically saying nothing gets better than this, which you can never rule out. So,
Yeah, sure.
I would give it a 9.5 simply just for being top 10 Simpsons episodes ever.
Yeah, I totally hear that. Yeah, it's definitely top 20 for me. I love it as well. I'd probably give it a 9.5 as well. I still think it's like close to perfection. My only critique, and I really only caught it watching it this time, but my only critique would be, I feel like they could have gotten to the chili cookout a little sooner. They're at the house at the beginning a bit too long. You know, just to get into the weird story.
Really pick up on that.
Yeah, just to get to the weird story a little bit quicker. I thought they were at the house a little bit too long. Even though there was really fun gags at the house, like when Marge is smoking, she's trying to weigh off the scent of the chili cookout. And Homer's like, "Why are you smoking?" He's like, "Oh, I just want to bring out the delicious scent of tobacco into the house." And then when he finds out about the cookout, she like starts freaking out, and he's like, "Oh, get over yourself, Marge. Just go have a cigarette and chill out." And she's like, maybe I will have a cigarette. Like, she's already immediately a chain smoker. But yeah, this episode for me is like also a reason why season 8 is my favorite season of the show. Because what you have in season 8 is you still have the original core writers, so you're getting the fantastic jokes. But because the show has been going on so long now, they're getting more experimental. So you have those perfect jokes, but then a weirder storyline on top of that.
Everything.
Yeah, everything that you'd want in a Simpsons episode that's a little bit more out there. I was even just looking at this episode randomly today on Wikipedia, and I was being reminded of how great season 8 is. You had this episode. Right before this episode, you had Hurricane Neddy, and right after this episode, you had the Springfield Files. Like, what a run of episodes that is. Like, to me, some of the best episodes of the entire show. Just, like, in a row. Insane. But yeah, The Mysterious Voyage of Homer, one of the best explorations of Homer Simpson as a character and Homer and Marge's relationship. Animation's amazing. Script's amazing. Johnny Cash is fantastic. I'm very... Literally, that's just me looking for something, mentioning that it took me a while to get to the cookout.
Exactly,
yeah. Otherwise, just... Yeah, perfection. Yes, lovely stuff. And from there, we are going on to 10 questions.
All right, yes.
Cool. So I need to come back.
Some payback from last week because I basically gave it to you. So I've not made it easy for you this week, Dillon. And this is the segment where Dillon has 10 questions to try and guess the Simpsons character I'm thinking of. And he has to guess on his 11th. After the 10th question, he may guess in between, but it counts as a question.
Oh boy, alright, I'm nervous. Here we go. Yeah, just in case, is it a member of the family?
No.
No. Is it a male?
Yes.
Is it an adult?
Yes.
Have they been in over 100 episodes?
No.
No. Okay. They haven't been over 100 episodes. Is it a human?
Yes.
Yes. Is he yellow?
Yes.
Damn.
Clutch answer if it was no. Because that would have just narrowed it down so much.
A fair bit, yeah, definitely. He's not in over 100 episodes. Is he voiced by a member of the main cast?
Yes.
Yes, okay, it's not a guest star. Is he... Is he in more than one episode?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But less than 100.
That's 7 questions you're up to.
Yeah. He's in less than 100 episodes, but more than one. Jeez. Oh, God. What? Is he Marge and Homer's age-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's an adult. But he's not an older adult. Like, he's their age. 40s. Is it more than one episode? Is he in more than 10 episodes? Kind of trying to bring it down a bit.
That I will have to quickly check.
That's fair.
Yeah, we'll probably...
It's claimed that he's in 53 episodes.
53, okay, so even more.
But
what?
Yeah, that's a claim from a blog. So
yeah, but it's probably not far off. So, okay, so he's in a fair few episodes, but the fuck? And he's voiced by a member of the main cast. Who is in 53 episodes?
And you're on your 10th question.
My 10th question, shit. I thought I had 2 for some reason. Oh, fuck. He's an adult. He's voiced by a member of the main cast. He's Homer and Marge's age. He's in 50-ish episodes. Oh, God. Okay. Is he very wealthy?
yeah, I'd say he's very wealthy.
You'd say he is.
Not ridiculously, but yeah, he's pretty wealthy, I would assume.
You would assume. Okay, that makes me think that he's like a TV person, maybe. Ah, there's no way I'm going to get it. I'm just going to say the first person who's coming into my head. Artie Ziff?
No.
Damn it! Okay. Wait, I know I've lost it. Can I just say other ones came into my head?
Yeah.
Rainier Wolfcastle?
Nope.
Oh, geez, I don't even know who else it could be then. Professor Frank?
Nope.
Smithers?
Nope.
Chalmers?
Nope. More niche.
More niche. 53 episodes. Give me a hint.
He's most associated with Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, it's not Smithers. Jeez.
And he's voiced by Dan Castellaneta.
Dan Castellaneta. God. Nah, I don't know. I give up.
It was very hard, Dylan.
Go for it.
Blue-haired lawyer.
Ah. Nicely done. Nicely done. It's not like I don't know who he is, so it's not like you put me into an impossible situation. But yeah, pretty niche, yeah. I mean, 53 makes perfect sense, because yeah, he's in it a fair bit as Burns' lawyer, but yeah, he's not like a character who you'd see outside of that very specific situation. So yeah, nice.
Exactly.
I was really struggling. I was like, who's in the show 50 times? Like, in my head was like either in like only once or like, hundreds of times. Like, who's only been in it 50 times? But yeah, blue-haired lawyer makes perfect sense. Nicely done. Well played. Damn.
Victory for me.
Oh man, I need a comeback soon. Alrighty, moving on from there to keep it short. For those of you who don't know, this is the segment where every week we cover one of the Tracy Ullman Show shorts. And this one is The Pagans. You don't have anything you'd like to say?
No. They were all a bit bizarre, aren't they?
Yeah. No, it's something you want to say. Your classic catchphrase. So this one's certainly bizarre too. But I had fun with it. It was a quick, literally 1 minute on the dot. It's Bart, the family are driving to church, and Bart tells Homer that he doesn't have to go to church because he's a pagan. And Homer's like, Bart. And Lisa's like, oh, I'm a pagan too. He's like, well, you're going to church whether you like it or not. So either you like it or you lump it. Which is a weird quote I've never heard before. Either like it or lump it. Then the tire bursts, and Bart's like, thank you, nature. And Bart refuses to help Homer fix the tire because his pagan belief doesn't allow him to soil his hands. And they start doing a pagan rain dance to make the rain start, and it actually does start raining. And then Homer starts chasing them, and he's like, why are those little? Which was an interesting origin thing. I think he actually said, why those little, before he ever said, why you little. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And they run to the church, and oddly philosophical dialogue from Bart and Lisa is, Lisa goes, ironically, this house of worship has become our sanctuary. And Bart's like, yes, but my pagan soul still yearns to roam free. Just really, really bizarre, not Simpsons humor at all. But it was quite fun. I didn't mind it. One thing they made me think of, though, of like, this is like an origin of why you little. Homer Simpson must have more catchphrases than any other character in like TV history. He has dough, he has he's why you little, woohoo, like so many. Even like a burp is kind of his catchphrase. Like, there's so many things that you associate with Homer. Yeah, this just shows how iconic he is. Sweet. Moving on from there to keep it short. Not keep it short, sorry. I just really want to do another one. I love these shorts so much, man. Now we're doing recommendation of the week. As always, rock, paper, scissors. We're in for Sebastian Sanger. Off you go.
This week, I'm going to recommend a film that I've revisited recently. Any film buffs watching probably have seen it. But anyone who just likes films, hasn't seen it, wants to expand their taste a bit, recommend. I'm going to recommend
Yeah.
Lahane. Have you seen it, Dylan?
Rahane, I actually haven't. No,
Man, what a
I'm
what
embarrassed.
Yeah, thoroughly recommend this movie. It's political, it's got social
Mm,
thriller elements. It's set in 1995 in like a very immigrant neighborhood of Paris. And it
mm,
follows three young men's sort of like revenge journey, but the whole thing is more just about their friendship getting closer through this journey. Um,
mm.
and it's some of the most stupendously good cinematography I've ever seen in any movie ever. Like it's absolutely phenomenal. The characters are
No,
great. It's deep. It's funny at times. It's just everything you want from a movie. So yeah, thoroughly recommend.
Nice. It's one of those ones I always see on like the IMDb top 250 and stuff like that. Like it pops up in so many best movies of all times lists, but just one I never really got around to. Um, I never really heard people talk about before, but certainly giving it a pitch that good. So yeah, it's definitely one I need to get on. That lead, I only have seen, I forget his name, I've only seen him in Black Swan, which he is amazing in. So yeah, I do need to get on that film for sure.
Yeah, he's a very creepy looking guy.
He is. Does he play that kind of a character in the movie? Because he's super creepy in Black Swan.
Oh, in this he's younger, but he's more
oh, okay.
like more fun, more
Oh, okay,
like
cool.
yeah.
My first recommendation is a documentary. I'm sure you've heard about it because it went quite viral on Netflix. AKA Charlie Sheen.
No.
Really? Oh, you haven't heard that Charlie Sheen has a documentary on Netflix?
Oh, but I did recently watch him on Joe Rogan.
Yes, as did I. Yeah, he's been popping up on loads of different podcasts and talk shows and stuff. And I really was been enjoying seeing him make a little comeback. But yeah, all of these little interviews are promoting this documentary, aka Charlie Sheen, which is a two-part documentary on Netflix. It just covers his whole life up until now, and he has lived a fucking crazy life. And it's honestly, he is lucky to be alive. But you know, he's also an artist, a very talented man, and a really likable guy. So I'm just happy to see him doing well. His journey is as awful as it is at points. It's inspiring that he got out of that rut that he was in.
I've always been a big fan.
Love
of
him.
Charlie Sheen.
Love him, yeah. Who doesn't? He's a very lovable guy. He's something you root for. So yeah, it's just great to see him coming out of that. And this documentary, he doesn't hold back. He's super, super honest in it, just covering his whole story. And his life story is also super interesting. Like, you know, aside from the drug use and the prostitutes and all that, his career is very expansive and interesting. Like, you know, it covers his movie career and his time on Two and a Half Men. After Two and a Half Men, he did a really mental comedy tour. Like, he's done so many different things, and it gets into all that in a really cool way. So yeah, definitely recommend for anyone like interested in show business, just like these kind of like these crazy stories. Got some crime elements in there as well. Obviously, definitely worth the watch.
Sounds really good,
For
man.
sure.
I might have to get that watched.
Yeah, highly recommend. Yeah, you have any other recommendation?
I don't, bro.
No, sweet, no worries at all. My final recommendation then is just a film that I went in with zero expectations for. Because basically there was 3 films this year based off a Stephen King novel, which is The Life of Chuck, The Running Man, and The Long Walk. The Long Walk was the least.
I wanted to watch The Long Walk.
The Long Walk was the least anticipated one, at least for me anyway. It wasn't really on my radar. But I went in just because I had time to kill and it happened to be on, and it fucking blew me away. Gorgeous film. The 2 leads, Cooper Hoffman, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's British. He's fantastic. He's in Rye Lane and Alien Romulus. Everything I see him in, he gets better every time. He's fantastic. And yeah, Cooper Hoffman is fucking amazing. I didn't even... This film was so not on my radar. I didn't even know Cooper Hoffman was in it. So when I saw him, I was like, okay, I'm in safe hands.
Yeah, he's a really exciting actor.
Very exciting, very, very promising up-and-comer. Obviously, it helps that his dad is one of the best actors of all time, but so far he has shown that he stands out on his own as just a great actor also. And yeah, he's fabulous in this film, and yeah, their chemistry together is so beautiful. Do you know the setup of the movie, of the novel? Yeah, or for people who don't, basic summary is like they live in this very dystopian society where everybody lives off a certain wage, no one works, but every year they do this really long walk where a bunch of younger people go on this long walk, and everyone apart from one person will die. The person who can walk the longest, basically. Which sounds like a boring premise, and that's why it didn't really interest me. But they do it really, really interestingly. And yeah, there's the two leads. Their chemistry together. They like look out for each other, and they form a really beautiful friendship. And the way it develops throughout is, yeah, just well written, well performed, and goes into very unexpected places. Yeah, fantastic. Will probably pop up in my top 10, maybe even top 5 favorite films of the year. What a surprise of a really wonderful movie. Yeah,
Love that.
Yeah. Highly recommend. So yeah, some wonderful little recommendations from us this week. 3 very different things. Sweet. Yeah, let's wrap it up with the questions then. Actually, only one question because we covered the sequel question earlier. So yeah, we had 2. So thank you very much for buying Mr. Plow about the Simpsons movie 2 question. The final one is just a funny little question to wrap it up with. Is William Burke, good friend of mine, wonderful comedian, just said, does Moses donate to OnlyFans models?
Does what?
Does Moses donate to OnlyFans models? Does he have an OnlyFans account, basically? Does he subscribe to OnlyFans?
Mo.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like he would. I
Yeah,
feel
my
like
answer-
Mo would be on Omegle jacking off.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just any sleazy part of the internet, I think.
Yeah.
I think Mo was getting involved. The only thing that would make me think that maybe he's not doing OnlyFans is that he has to pay for it because he's obviously so cheap. But I feel like he'd at least give one person he really likes a go.
Definitely.
Puts the funds he makes from Barney aside to watch Bonnie Blue or something.
The answer is yes.
I think 100%. And I also think it's almost unfortunate that Simpsons hasn't made that gag yet. Because it's so prominent. It's such a big thing in today's culture. And also it just makes so much sense. Like, there's no other character who makes more sense than Mo.
Maybe OnlyFans is a bit too adult for the Simpsons.
I was gonna say that's probably why it's for the Simpsons maybe a little bit too adult.
That would be like a Randy in South Park gag.
Yes, Randy would
I
definitely
think he
have
actually already is.
Oh really? I
I
haven't
think
caught
so,
up
yeah.
yet. Yeah, that makes
No,
perfect
there
sense.
is. Randy, there's an episode where Randy starts an OnlyFans. Yeah.
Is it
Shock.
a brand new episode?
It's one of the new ones, yeah.
Oh, I need to get on that. I've only seen the first 2. I know there's 3 or 4 now I haven't seen yet. I must get on that, but you sold me with that. He starts an OnlyFans. Amazing. But yeah, maybe a bit too adult for The Simpsons. But you could do a parody of OnlyFans. That's usually what they do if they're tackling something a little bit more taboo like that. Is they don't say the actual name. It's like a pun or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, my answer to that question is I would be surprised if he didn't. It just makes too much sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you as always for listening, and we'll catch you all really soon. We'll catch you in the very next podcast where we'll be covering the next Treasure Horror. So, hell yeah, stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned.
Good luck.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.